All right, YouTube, we back in the building. Back in the building with another video. You know what I'm saying? Um, we've had some NBA trades happen today. We got Jrue Holiday getting traded back to Portland for Anthony Simons. So Anthony Simons is going to the Boston Celtics. We got the CJ McCollum and Jordan Poole trade. I just seen the Porzingis trade. Porzingis is going from the Celtics to the Hawks. In like a three-team trade. It's kind of crazy. I'm tired. I've been working all day, so let's just get into it, man. I haven't really chilled like that, so let's just get right into the video. Things starting to heat up. You know what I mean? The NBA draft is tomorrow and Thursday, so let's just get into it, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it.
What more can you tell us about the deal?
Chene, for the Portland Trailblazers, this was an aggressive swing to build on what was a top 5 transition defense in the second half of this past season. And for the Celtics, this is the start of a very busy offseason. It's about getting out of the second apron and getting breathing room with the cap, given that Tatum could miss a significant part of next season. And so getting significant luxury tax savings has been a focal point. And right now, the Celtics are in.
I'm gonna say this, man. The Celtics are making some dumb moves right now. Now, obviously, you down the road you would have to down the road you had to trade Porzingis and Jrue Holiday because they cost a lot of money. But Jason Tatum tears his Achilles. Why are you doing this? Like, why are you trading away your championship core? Like, let them have a competitive season, and then when Tatum come back, man, go back at it again with the same group. Like, why are you trading everybody away? Now y'all just going back to how y'all were playing through 3 years ago. Like, it was Tatum and Brown, and that was it. That's what it's looking like. You know what I'm saying? Right now, y'all are not built to win no championship no more. It's over with. Like, I feel like the next person y'all gonna trade is probably Derek White or Al Horford. And Al Horford, I ain't gonna lie, he old. Like, he already on his way. But bro, I ain't gonna lie, y'all kind of messing up y'all situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get Jrue Holiday championship. You get Porzingis championship. Like, okay, torn Achilles for Tatum, cool. Y'all can come back in 26 and try again. But no, y'all trading with your players. Like, what are you doing?
Engaged in trade talks around several key players on their roster. I'm told the Celtics are discussing Kristaps Porzingis trades specifically with several interested teams in both conferences. Anthony Simons, they just acquired him from Portland as well, along with 2 second.
Nigga, Porzingis already got traded. He goes to the Hawks.
Now, listen, they're two big players as well in Jaylen Brown and Derek White. They're going to get serious interest and offers on both of them as well. And the Celtics, I'm told, prefer not to trade Derek White and Jaylen Brown. But depending on how those offers get, could they consider a deal? That's what a lot of team executives are waiting to see.
Very interesting. You said you expect the Celtics to be pretty active. What team should we be paying attention to before tomorrow's draft?
Well, in the lottery, I think Washington and New Orleans I would look at as movers and shakers in this. You have teams like Utah, Philadelphia as well. But there are other teams from a roster perspective. Atlanta has a massive $25.3 million trade player exception. I'm told they're really likely to use that exception to either get a game-changing player or pick up players with salaries and get assets with that as well. And Utah has some role players that could be of interest around the league. John Collins, Colin Sexton, as well as Jordan Clarkson. And John Collins is a big man.
Man, John Collins, man, he been in trade talks for like 6, 7 years, bro. And then he goes to Utah Jazz. And when he finally gets traded, he goes to Utah Jazz. Man, don't nobody want John Collins, bro. I'm gonna say it, bro. I haven't watched John Collins since the Hawk days. You know what I'm saying? Like, he go to Utah Jazz. I ain't gonna lie, what did he do? I haven't seen one John Collins highlight except when he got dunked on by Ant. Like that, bro. I didn't even know he was still in the league. Like when, bro, nobody wants John Collins, bro. You know what I'm saying? And why would the Lakers need John Collins, bro? He's not a big man. He's a power forward. They did, bro. The Lakers need a big man. They don't need John Collins. They don't need Bam. I seen Bam in trade rumors earlier in the Lakers were one of the teams. Bam is a Bam is a power forward. He's not he bro. He's a power forward, not a center.
Who you see whenever Kristaps Porzingis gets traded, John Collins could be a guy that moves as well.
By this time tomorrow, we'll be very close to knowing what those teams will be doing. Thank you so much for stopping by, Shams. Team No Sleep over there, we got you. Now that the Blazers have Jrue Holiday in the fold, they add him to a team
under this second apron to give them.
As long as
Man, I'm gonna say this right now. The Celtics are not winning a championship. Like no more. I'm not gonna lie. They had championship court and they're blowing it away. They're blowing it up. Like, what are you doing?
Potentially unfreeze their pick in 2033. Jrue Holiday is number one. We're going to keep an eye on Kristaps Porzingis, $18 million below that threshold. It's going to be a combination of moves if they're going to want to get under there.
Perk, you're a former Celtic. What did you think of losing a guy that was truly a championship piece in Jrue Holiday, but now you're adding a three-point shooter, which sort of fits the way that this team has been the last few years?
Well, I mean, I look at Jrue Holiday like an exotic car, right? Exotic car rental. You rent him out, you know he's going to come give you the flash, whether you want to pick a Urus or a Lambo, and that means you got a championship. They paid him his money. And now he's going off to his next destination. But I love the pickup of Anthony Simon. I'll tell you that much, especially with Jason Tatum being out. Anthony Simon is how old, Bobby? 27?
26.
He's 26. Yeah. So he's right in the age group with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And he's a guy that could be a second option to Jaylen Brown because he could put the ball in the basket. We know that. You know, I hear a lot of people criticizing, oh, he was one of the worst defensive players in the league last year. Well, that changes when you get to Boston, right? That culture, because they're going to call you out. It's a lot different playing for the Portland Trail Blazers and playing for the Boston Celtics. When you arrive in City of Champions, you know what I'm saying, it's accountability there. You know what I'm saying? The media going to hold you accountable. We watched Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, slide those puppies on the perimeter. He's going to pick up their identity. He's going to be a great fit for the Celtics.
Now, outside of those two teams, Boston and the Blazers, what does it say league-wide, this move?
Man, is there an arms race in the Western Conference right now? You look at what's happened in the East, you've got three teams that are dealing with the fallout of Achilles tendon tears, where they're beginning to maybe thinking about taking their teams down a little bit. This is a move in Boston I don't think we see if Jason Tatum is fully healthy. Meanwhile, in the West, the Trailblazers, yeah, they were 25-25, but are they even they're fighting to be a play-in team. Mm-hmm. And they just took on a 35-year-old with $100 million left on his contract while they're for sale. Their team is for sale. They just took on a $100 million contract and paid 2 second-round picks and a quality young player for the luxury of it. So the Western Conference, you look at what Houston's done. You know that the Lakers are going to try to upgrade their roster in the next few days. You know the Clippers are trying to upgrade their roster. You already have quality teams in a bunch of different places, and you got Utah announcing they're not taking anymore. I mean, you got 14, 15 teams who think that they're going to be able to make the playoffs next year, while in the East, there's teams are moving up in the odds just because they're not having injured players.
Yeah.
So it's a credible dichotomy between the East and the West right now.
Love that word, dichotomy. Okay, but Bobby, if you think about this, what does this move mean for the league as well when you think about the moves? This was the news yesterday, but what are the news that we can expect today?
Well, I think we're going to keep an eye on Kyrie Irving in Dallas just because he's got a $43 million player option. It's exercisable by 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Whoa, Kyrie, hold on. What do you mean?
We're a little bit of in a holding pattern. I think it's important regarding Kyrie because does he opt into that contract? Do they sign him? Does he opt out and sign him to a new contract? Because remember, he's not going to be starting the season. They're going to need to get some type of replacement. By taking a little bit less, that opens up some flexibility to do so. So I have my eyes on Kyrie Irving for the rest of the day.
So I got a question. I'm sitting here with Wendy, Shanae, and Bobby, and I really got a legit question. We're watching a lot of teams have new owners. Like, what's going on? We watching the Portland Trail Blazers, they're for sale. Obviously, Mark Cuban just sold the Dallas Mavericks. Jeannie Buss selling the Los Angeles Lakers, the Boston Celtics, the Charlotte Hornets. What the hell is going on? Right? What's happening?
Business is good.
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, there's a
That's
brand
it,
new,
Bobby?
there's a brand new $77 billion media rights deal that is about to come into effect that's going to guarantee team revenues for the foreseeable future. Also, the sale of the Celtics and the sale of the Lakers has increased everyone's value in the league. So that makes you think about wanting to sell.
Yeah, basically. Go ahead, Bobby.
And the one thing real quick is that certainly when you own a team, the goal is always just to break even. You're not in the business to make money like year to year. It's when you sell. It's when you sell is when you cash out big time.
Yeah, generationally. Yes, 2 minutes ago, Shams told us to watch out for the Pelicans and the Wizards. We've got some breaking news. The Pelicans are trading CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, and the number 40 pick, his sources tell ESPN. What do we think, guys?
Well, I'm crunching a little numbers right now. Listen, I think for Washington, you get off Jordan Poole and Saddiq Bey had 2 years left on their contract. They take on the expiring contracts of CJ McCollum and certainly Kelly Olynyk. I look at it from the Wizards' perspective. It frees up a ton of playing time for their young players. They potentially could be a player in the summer of 2026 as far as where they go. The goal for Washington is to retain that pick also. That's important.
So last year, the Wizards were one of the worst teams in the history of the NBA through the first two-thirds of the season. They since have wanted to get grown-up veterans in there. They traded for Marcus Smart. They traded for Chris Middleton. Now they trade for CJ McCollum. They're clearly wanting those veterans to mentor their young players and maybe not be the worst team in the league anymore.
No, I'm with you. And I think the underrated part for us, the Pelicans, I know they get Jordan Poole, but Saddiq Bey, that's underrated, right? You watch around the league and we watch these NBA finals, and again, the most important position in the NBA is the wing position. So you get a guy that can shoot, he's hard-nosed, and I believe.
It's Verizon Summer Bundle. All new and existing customers get iPhone 16 Pro, Apple Watch Series 10, and iPad. All
Perk, I ain't gonna lie, you can try to make that trade look as good as you want, man. The Wizards are cooked, bro, and the Pelicans.
Seen him in a year because he's coming off that injury.
Right.
So Troy Weaver was in Washington. He took Joe Dumars' top lieutenant role in New Orleans, and immediately we have Washington players coming to New Orleans.
Yeah, interesting. You know, we were warned. NBA draft in active time. Let's go coast to coast, catching up on other top prospects. Dylan Harper, projected number 2 pick in our ESPN mock draft. He actually threw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium on Sunday. This has to be an incredible moment for a kid from Jersey. That's really special. Brian, he seems like a lock to go to San Antonio right now. How does he fit alongside D. Fox, Stephon Castle, and of course free agent Chris Paul?
There are only 2 locks in this first round of this draft. One is Cooper Flagg going 1, one is Dylan Harper going 2. They didn't even bring anybody else in, Bobby, I don't even think. This is, and you say, well, they've got Castle, they've got De'Aaron Fox. How does another guard fit? They believe that he does fit because I don't think they considered almost anybody else for this pick. We're going to have to watch how it plays out, but they are very high on Dylan Harper. They didn't even consider trading this pick when there was a lot of interest in it.
Oh, very, very interesting. VJ Edgecombe, though, out of Baylor, is projected to go number 3 to the Sixers. That's assuming that they keep the pick, Bobby. So should the Philly draft or should they trade the pick?
I would move back. I just look at VJ, and he's a terrific player in this tier 3 of players here. I think if you can move back, but not out of the top 7, and pick up an additional maybe future first, I think I would be looking at something like that.
That's not a bad move. And to your probably favorite player, Perk, Trey Johnson is projected to go 7 in the latest mock draft. Perk, what do people need to know about this kid from Texas, and who does he remind you of?
That he can shoot the hell out of the damn basketball, arguably the best shooter in this draft. When I look at him, his game to me mimics Chris Middleton. He's legit 6'6", could put the ball on the floor enough to be able to create separation.
All right, man, we ain't gotta do all that, bro. Hey, listen, man, the Pelicans are cooked, the Wizards are cooked, the Celtics are very dumb, and the Hawks, I mean, it's the Hawks. I mean, it's the Hawks. You know what I mean? Now another trade has happened. Obviously, the Porzingis trade. Let's just go ahead and let's just go ahead and react to it, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. But everybody's
Of
treating
the voice
everybody
inside your head.
like the Celtics are doing dumb moves. The Wizards are just trying to have something going by getting C.J. McCollum. I'm guessing C.J. McCollum is the new star player of the franchise. He not gonna do nothing but just waste even more time.
And Shams Charania, I'm Malika Andrews. We need to start this show not with tomorrow's draft, but with breaking news out of the association surrounding the Boston Celtics. Shams, it's been a busy 24 hours here for Boston. What more can you tell us?
Malika, late last night, the Celtics trade Jrue Holiday to Portland, and the process of getting under the second apron and out of this financial situation that they've been in, almost $500 million in the tax bill and overall salaries. The Celtics have traded Kristaps Porzingis to the Atlanta Hawks.
All right, so let's look at this trade. So the Celtics get George Niang. Who is that? Who is that? Like, I think I know who it is. I think he's light skinned with curly hair. Yeah. I don't know what he can do. Next, future second round pick. Yeah, the Celtics are cooked. Okay, the Hawks. Okay, yeah, they get Porzingis. So Trae Young gets help. Finally, he gets an All-Star on his team. Like, or I say another All-Star on his team. He had DeJounte the first time. Now he has a big man. Like, he has a big man now. Like Capolo was not. Clint Capella was not. He was not the big man for Trae Young, and that's why he's coming off the bench. Clint Capella needs to go to the Lakers, in my opinion. Porzingis can shoot the three. You know, the Hawks like to shoot a lot of threes. I mean, he's 7'2". He's not really in the paint like that, but when he's in the paint, he can dunk on you. He can block shots. But he spends a lot of his time on 3-point line. So you're getting a stretch. You know what I'm saying? A stretch build. Trae Young is kind of known for like the lob, so he doesn't really have a lob threat. I mean, Porzingis can be a lob threat, but he's not going to be that. But the pick and roll is going to be interesting between him and Trae Young. But let's see how this is going to play out. I mean, Trae Young. Bro, like Porzingis is 7'2", bro. 7'2" with a crazy wingspan. It's gonna work. But the Hawks are not going far. And then the Nets, it's the Brooklyn Nets. Champ. No offense to Terrence Mann, but Terrence Mann was good on the Clippers. He go to the Hawks and Nets, man. He ain't gonna get no time, bro. He ain't gonna get no burn. So yeah.
And Terrence Mann, a number 22 overall pick, goes to Brooklyn in a 3-team trade that's in Georges Niang and a future second-round pick to Boston. And for the Hawks and the Nets, this is really an opportunistic opportunity to go get Terrence Mann if you're Brooklyn. And for Atlanta, to get a dynamic big man like Porzingis.
Yeah.
But this is really about the Celtics. We're seeing a championship team in 2024 now starting to dismantle to an extent because they were so deep into luxury tax. This now gets them $180 million of savings in these moves.
As excited as I am for the pick and pop game between Trae Young here and Kristaps Porzingis, Shams is absolutely right. It's pretty astounding when you look back a year ago where the Boston Celtics were to where they are now here, Perk. You won a championship with them in 2008.
Did I?
I would say it again.
Say
it with your chest. He's a champion in 2008. What do you think of these moves for the Celtics?
Well, let me say this. Brad Stevens is something else. He's not just a trip, he's a vacation, and I love it, right? He's not afraid to be aggressive and make moves. I don't think this is the end of it, right? You're not going to just give up a guy in Kristaps Porzingis who was a crucial part of you winning the NBA championship, and that's all you get back. I think he's just getting started. Obviously, there's a void that needs to be filled. We saw him trade Jrue Holiday yesterday and get back the young fella Anthony Simons in the draft. I thought that was a great pickup, but he's just getting started. I think the mindset is still championships when you talk about the city of a champion.
It is, but maybe not right now here, Jay, because you have the injury to Jason Tatum, and now these moves, they're saving $180 million again to get below that dreaded second apron.
And things might have been different if it weren't for the Jason Tatum injury.
So unfortunate.
It's incredibly unfortunate.
But that's what's precipitated this. I mean, you try to keep a team together that's got that kind of championship pedigree, but without Tatum for a year, and that's basically what an Achilles injury is going to be. That really started this.
And then the questions start to come, like Perk said, about whether or not we're going to see more moves here for the Boston Celtics.
I was on mute this whole time. Bro, I was on mute this whole time. You're lying. So I was on mute this whole time. What I was saying was, Jordan Poole, you won your own show with the Wizards and you fumbled. Bro, against the Bucks, you did a spin move, a one-legged 360, and you airballed it. Bro, you can't be doing that, bro, and thinking that like you about to have your own team. Man, nobody wants a player like that leading their team. I ain't saying you ain't taking the game serious, but like some of the stuff that you be doing, bro, it don't be making no sense, bro. I was just muted this whole time. I'm gonna be honest. CJ coming to the Wizards, bro. CJ, all you're gonna do is all you're gonna do is get buckets and be a good veteran. You're not gonna win us nothing. I say us because I live near DC, and the Wizards are literally the only basketball team in town. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're not gonna win us nothing here. You know what I'm saying? Um, you will get buckets, but you have struggled with injuries. Now, what I was talking about with DeJounte Murray was like he had mentioned on the Pivot podcast when he was going through his situation, with his mom having a stroke and all that. He said nobody checked on him. He said nobody in the organization checked on him until he tore his Achilles, which is very concerning to me because You check on somebody when they tear their Achilles, but before that, when he was going through what he was going through, y'all didn't reach out, nothing. So that tells me that DeJounte is probably gonna get traded from there as well. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, yeah, like nigga, y'all fumbled. Like y'all fumbled, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all fumbled. Um, you fumbled. You know what I'm saying? I think all the teams fumbled except for the Hawks. I seen Kelly Olynyk. I didn't know he was still in the league. No offense. And Sadiq Bey, but where did he come from? Yeah, man. I think both teams are cooked. You know what I'm saying? Both teams are cooked. Jordan Poole and the Warriors doesn't do anything for them. The Pelicans need a big man, and they gotta get rid of Zion. The Pelicans should have been in rebuild mode. Like they should have been rebuilded. But this vid's been too long. I was on mute for like 2-3 minutes, didn't even know. All the teams that traded for the day, you're cooked. I know, and then Jrue Holiday, bro, you're going back to Portland twice. Bro, you might as well just, bro, you might as well just play for Port. You might as well just, I will play for him this time, cause you got traded there twice and didn't play. You gotta play this time. You gotta play this time, at least one game. You know what I'm saying? At least try and build something over there. Like you already got your 2 rings, bro. Like just try and build something. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't got a bad roster. You got Shaden Sharp, you got DeAndre Ayton, you got Jeremy Grant, you got a Deny over there. You got Scoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got Scoot over there. You know what I'm saying? You got some people. I know Anthony Simons is gone, but you got some young talent that you can kind of help be competitive and possibly make playoffs. Cause I thought towards the end of this season, they was starting to win games. They would win like 4 or 5 in a row a couple times. They were starting to, you know what I mean? They just needed some guidance, and I ain't gonna lie, you the guidance. So I'm an individual because I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I know I gotta post this. So hopefully y'all enjoy the video, man. I'm gonna talk about the Ace Bailey situation of him not trying to work out with teams and all that, which is crazy. I just seen Ace Bailey highlights for the first time ever. He's a problem, bro. He reminds me of T Mac. So hopefully y'all enjoy the video. Y'all like, comment, subscribe if you new. Wait, hold on. Is there another trade that I didn't talk about? No, that's it. Hopefully y'all. Oh, Anthony Simons. What does this do for the Celtics? It does absolutely nothing. They'll be competitive. They'll be competitive. The Blazers. I mean, they're probably gonna buy out Jrue Holiday, or they might keep him this time. But I know mentally, Jrue Holiday's he's probably going through it right now because, bro, he won a championship. You know what I'm saying? That was his people. That's tough. Hopefully, y'all enjoy the video, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new, man. I'm gone.